Now in the liver is the largest gland in the body, and it secretes bile juice. The bile juice is very helpful in the digestion of fat. Okay, bile juice is stored in gallbladder temporarily, in gallbladder only, and it contains two main things, that is called bile salt and bile pigment. Bile salt and bile pigment, it helps to store it. And after that, what do this bile juice? Bile juice is dark green to yellowish, and in some cases they are brown fluid, which is produced by liver and stored in gallbladder, and where it discharges or secretes, it secretes in the duodenum. So this is very important, it secretes in duodenum. After that, this principal function of gallbladder is to store a reservoir for the liver. And in bile juice we have very important bile salt, bile pigment. In bile pigment we have two pigments called bilirubin and biliverdin. Just remember this, bilirubin and biliverdin. And some amount of cholesterol is also present. Okay, so in bile salt, uh, they helps to emulsify fat. Okay, and the main function is to emulsification of fat. How do they do it? The role, see here, first is the emulsification of fat, and after that, after the emulsification of fat, they help to making the food alkaline, so that further enzymes can easily act on it. They help to dilute the content of the stomach. Okay, after that they helps to make alkaline. Alkaline means what? They helps to create the optimum pH of the pancreatic enzymes. They helps to create optimum pancreatic enzymes to work in duodenum. So this is the main function here. Okay, now they helps to contains bile salt which emulsified. See here, this is a very complex fat molecule. They helps to emulsify. This is the emulsified fat, they make them very small. Okay, after that, what are the other functions of liver? Okay, see, we have seen the digestion, how digestion takes place here. Now what are the other functions here? So first is their first function. See here, first is destroy old RBC. Old RBC means what? They are the graveyard of RBC. Graveyard means whatever the destroyed RBC after 120 days, they just make them to dispose in the liver. So after disposing, that destroyed RBC will go through out of the body through urine. Okay, other function, they help to detoxify the blood. Detoxification of blood means whatever the toxic substance which is harmful to the body is detoxified here. Okay, after that, uh, alcohol means breakdown of alcohol. If any person intakes alcohol, and that alcohol is broken down into simple forms, and from that they release from the urine. Okay, a medication means what? Whatever the medicines which are not used by the body. See, sometimes what happens, we take some medicines which is not used by the body, so that should be eliminated from the body. So this is done here. That's why the question asks that what will happen if we take high amount, how high dose of medicine. Like if we take paracetamol in a high dose, then what will happen? They just do liver damage. Okay, because the dose is high. Okay, other process, they controls 500 around metabolic processes. Metabolic process means the constructive as well as destructive reactions, whatever takes place in the body, all takes place in the liver. Apart from that, they helps to produce protein and cholesterol. Okay, and in digestion forms, they help to produce bile juice also. So apart from this, they helps to make vitamin D also. Apart from this, they helps to make urea from ammonia which takes place inside the liver. So there are multiple functions of liver. Okay, apart from the digestive systems, that's the process. Now moving to another, that is called the pancreas. See how pancreas helps. Okay, see in pancreas we have in pancreas, this is a large gland after your liver, and which is on the stomach. This is a dual gland. What do you mean by dual gland? A gland which helps, a gland which which acts as both endocrine gland and exocrine gland, and that gland is called dual gland. Okay, how, why we call it endocrine gland? Because it secretes enzyme, sorry, it secretes hormones. Which hormones? Insulin, glucagon. Okay, and why they are called exocrine? Because they secretes enzymes, and that enzymes are used in digestion process. Okay, now which enzymes? They secretes three enzymes: pancreatic amylase, they secrete trypsin, and they secretes lipase. Okay, so pancreatic amylase, trypsin, and lipase. Now after that, the enzymes, what they do? So they helps to digest starch. Again, see, starch comes here again, because the first starch digested in your stomach, the in carbohydrates. So at that time, many molecules of starch escapes from the mouth, so they come here and digest again with the help of pancreatic amylase. It digests proteins also. Which protein? Small protein, because larger protein is digested where? In your stomach with the help of pepsin. After that, they, what they do? They emulsify fat also. Initially fat was digested by your bile juice, and furthermore after that through lipase. Okay, now after that, intestinal gland. The intestinal gland is present where? The intestinal gland is present in the walls of small intestine. In that walls of small intestine, this is also, they secrete intestinal juice. The intestinal juice contains what? Intestinal juice contains intestinal juice, also known as succus antricus. They are known as succus antricus, and this succus antricus contain many enzymes which helps to convert this complex carbohydrate into simple one, convert protein into amino acid, and fats into fatty acid and glycerol. This is very important, and you have to remember this, that complex carbohydrate converts into glucose, protein converts into amino acid, and fat converts into fatty acid and glycerol. Now what about others? That is glucose, amino acids, fatty acid. They are very small, water, and they are ready to absorb. So in small intestine, this is the last part of the small intestine where intestinal gland secretions takes place, and the food is completely digested here. This completely food digested is ready to absorb here, and this completely digested food is called chyle. Now see, two questions comes here for difference. What is the difference between pepsin and trypsin? See, pepsin takes place in the stomach, this takes place in the small intestine. Pepsin is secreted by gastric gland in gastric juice. Here trypsin is secreted by pancreas in small intestine. Pepsin breaks large amount of protein, large protein, and they helps to convert small protein. Okay, and this other, whatever the undigested food, moves to large intestine. Okay, now how they break? See, digestion of the starch. This is starch have three types also. Maltose, it breaks down with the help of maltase to form glucose. Okay, lactose, with the help of lactase it forms glucose and galactose. Sucrose, with the help of sucrase they helps glucose plus fructose. Protein also, small protein means peptones, they are called peptones. With the help of Erepsin, they converts into amino acids. Okay, and the fat, that is called lipase. With the help of lipase, they converts fatty acid plus glycerol. This is very important. But you know what is glycerol? Glycerol is a trihydric alcohol, and this trihydric alcohol you will study in chemistry second term in carbon and compound chapter. See, various types of alcohols are there: ethanol, methanol, propanol, but this is glycerol. Glycerol is a trihydric alcohol. Okay, this is how this digestion takes place inside the stomach. Okay, so here the longest part of your digestive system, the digestion process completed here. After that we have absorption. What do you mean by absorption? See, absorption means what? It is the absorbing of soluble form of food, very simple amount of food, into the bloodstream. Okay, now blood takes that food only which is very simple in form, and blood can't simply absorb it. They need some large surface area structures, that is here villi takes place. Here villi absorbs all small amount of very simple compound of foods and give it to bloodstream. Okay, so what is absorption? The molecule of food becomes so small that they can pass through the walls of small intestine through the help of capillaries, and this process is called absorption. Okay, now this absorption takes place in the small finger like projection called villi. Now this villi have very small microvilli which absorbs it, and the very important, they have very large surface area, and this all takes place in the small intestine only. We'll see through this diagram. See here, we have digested food. Okay, digested food is here inside our small intestine. See, this is villus is there, and this is the one villi, the magnified structure. And see here, various microvilli are present. Through this microvilli, all food is absorbed and give it to where? In the capillaries, blood capillaries, and through these blood capillaries they goes to our uh, bloodstream, and this blood takes that simple food to each and every cell of the body. Okay, so this absorption takes place inside our small intestine. Small intestine have very special structure called villi. What is villi? If they ask you the question, villi is a small finger like projection having large surface area, okay, for the absorption of digested food. Okay, so we have completed till absorption process. In next session or next video we'll see about how assimilation and digestion takes place. Okay, so till now just go through it in your book, just read line by line and start memorizing all the processes. Okay, especially those processes in which how carbohydrate is broken down, how protein is broken down, what happens to the food inside the stomach, in small intestine, in buccal cavity. Question can be asked like anything. Okay, so just go through and practice more. Bye.